In this video, I'll show you how to use the data logging feature on your microbit. This lets you record data from the microbit's many built-in sensors like light, temperature, and sound, and then visualize the data on your computer or download it so you can open it in a separate spreadsheet program. If you need to learn how to set up your microbit for the first time, check out the first video in this tutorial series, linked in the video description. In previous videos, we've shown how you can print data to the serial monitor when your microbit is connected to your computer with a USB cable. However, what if you'd like to record data when your microbit is not connected to your computer? You can do this with the data logging extension. Click on Extensions, and then click on Data Logger to add the data logging menu and corresponding blocks to your program. Now, let's say that I would like to use my microbit as an environmental data logger to record light, temperature, and sound readings every time I press a button. First, I'm going to delete my serial write line block because we won't be printing to the serial monitor. The first thing I need to do when setting up data logging is give names to the columns of data I'd like to record. So, go to the data logger menu, drag out a Set Columns block, and snap that inside the OnStart block because you only need it to run once at the beginning of your program. I'm going to call my first column Light, then I'm going to click the plus button, add a second column for Temperature, and click the plus button again to add a third column for Sound. Now, I'm going to choose an On button pressed block, although I could use any of the other inputs that we've covered in previous videos in this tutorial series. I'm going to drag this out, go back to my data logger menu, and drag out a log data block. Snap this inside my On button pressed block, click the column name, and select one of the three columns I've previously entered. I'm going to start with light, and I would like to record the light sensor reading in the light column. So I'm going to go back to the input menu, find the light level block, drag that out, and snap it in for the value in my log data block. Then I'm going to click the plus sign 2 times to add 2 more columns to my log data block. I'm going to select my temperature and sound columns, and then I'm going to select the appropriate sensor readings from my input menu. So I'm going to connect temperature for the value for the temperature column, and sound level for the value for the sound column. I'm going to add one more feature to my program. I'd like some sort of visual indication that my program is working, so I'm going to go to the basic menu and add a show icon block before my log data block. I'm going to change that to a check mark, and then I'm going to add a clear screen block after the data has been logged. This will briefly show a check mark on the screen each time I press the button. Now I'm going to download the program to my physical microbit, disconnect it from the computer, and connect it to battery power. Remember that if you don't know how to do that, you can check out the first video in this tutorial series, linked in the description of this one. Here I have the code running on my physical microbit, and you can see that when I press button A, the check mark briefly displays on screen. Now, I'm going to carry the microbit around to several different locations to record data, and then we'll connect it back to the computer to view the data. Reconnect your microbit to your computer with the USB cable, and open your computer's File Explorer. The microbit works like a flash drive. You can double-click to open it and view the files. Double-click to open mydata.htm, and this will open the recorded data in a web browser. Here's the data that I recorded. You can see that we have 4 different columns: the time in seconds since the microbit powered on, the light sensor reading, which, if you remember from our light sensor tutorial, is a number from 0 to 255, the temperature reading, which is in degrees Celsius, and the sound reading, which is also a number from 0 to 255. You can see that in my case, I went from my office to a dark closet where the light readings dropped to 0, to outside where the temperature dropped from 25 degrees Celsius inside to 13 or 12 degrees outside. You can also select this drop-down menu to choose different chart options to visualize your data. For example, here's a line graph showing how all three values change with time. However, you have to be careful when viewing multiple values with different y-axis ranges on the same graph. Just looking at this graph, it doesn't look like the temperature reading changed very much, but if I look at the values in my table, I can see that the temperature dropped by a factor of 2. You can click the Copy button to copy your data table, or click the Download button to download a comma-separated value, or CSV file, that you can open in a spreadsheet program like Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets to make your own graphs. Note that you can continue recording data, and the microbit will add the new data to the end of the existing data table without deleting or overwriting the previous data. This data won't be deleted until you download a new program to your microbit, or, as we'll see in a minute, you add a block to your program to manually delete the data. Let's go back to our program. What if I would like to record data automatically instead of only when I press the button? We can do that using an Every block from the Loops menu. Code inside this block will run automatically at a fixed time interval. You can click to choose an interval from the drop-down menu, or type in the number of milliseconds. For example, if I set it to 1 minute, it will show 60,000 since there are 60 seconds in 1 minute and 1,000 milliseconds in 1 second. That means there are 60,000 milliseconds in 1 minute. Now I can move my log data block inside the Every block and get rid of my On button pressed block. The microbit will automatically start logging data once every minute the moment it powers on. You'll have to think about what time interval makes the most sense for your application. For example, if I'm using my microbit as an environmental data sensor, I probably don't need to record light, temperature, and sound readings every second because those values don't change that quickly throughout the day. You'll also have to consider the fact that your microbit has limited memory and eventually the data log will fill up. According to the microbit documentation, you should get around 11,000 readings if you're only recording a single column. If you'd like to know when the data log is full, you can use the onLogFull event block from the data logger menu. For example, you could do something like display an X on the screen to indicate that the log is full. To delete the data once the log is full, you can re-download a program to your microbit or use the Delete Log block from the data logger menu. You can put this inside an input block like On button pressed to delete the data with a button press. Note that the data will stay stored on your microbit even when it powers down, so you don't have to worry about accidentally deleting the data by unplugging the battery pack or USB cable. Just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to change the time interval in my Every block to 1 second, download this program to my physical microbit, and carry the microbit around to several different locations. Here's the data where we can now very clearly see the transition from the lighting in my office to a dark closet to the much brighter light outside. The sound level fluctuates as I move around and do things like open doors or go outside where it's windier. And again, from this graph, it's kind of hard to see the temperature change, but if we scroll down and look at the temperature column, we can see the change from the indoor temperature of 24 degrees C down to the outdoor temperature of 18 degrees C. Note that now I also have an option to view different sections of data from each time I reconnected the microbit to power. It started recording automatically as soon as the program was downloaded while it was still connected to the USB cable. Then it stopped when I unplugged the USB cable and automatically restarted when I plugged in the battery pack. Finally, when I unplugged the battery pack and plugged it back into the USB cable, it kept recording, although it looks like maybe the cable came loose for a second since there are 2 different sections here. You can choose Show All Sections to see all the data at once, although you can't show a visual preview for multiple sections. Note that the time column restarts for each new section. There are many other ways you could control your data logging, and we won't cover all of them in this video. For example, you could program your microbit to only start logging data when you press a button instead of starting to log automatically when it first powers up. Or you could use an if statement like we've shown in previous videos to only log data when a certain sensor value exceeds or goes below a certain threshold. However you decide to use it, data logging is a powerful tool that lets you use your microbit's many built-in sensors for a science project. Check out the links in the video description for the rest of our microbit tutorial series and lots of fun science projects you can do with a microbit. For hundreds of other projects in all areas of science and engineering, check out our YouTube channel and be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new project. Thank you for helping us inspire the next generation of scientists and engineers.